Hello everyone! Welcome to another episode of Plus Ones, a series where we take a single card, break down what it does, and explore what it can do. Today, we're going to shift gears a little bit. The Dark Magician stuff is nostalgic and cool, but we've been focusing too much on taking casual cards and trying to find the most effective way to utilize them. Sometimes you've just got to get into the weeds and talk about something with real staying power. An edition that's got moxie, pizzazz, a certain je ne sais quoi that turns a wide-eyed hopeful with 40-odd pieces of cardboard into a bona fide YCS champion. Today, we're exploring the raw power of spirals, introducing Dark Magician Double Helix. Okay, overwrought introductions aside, Magician's Souls is going to be a staple 3 of in Dark Magician decks going forward, because it lets you actually play with the deck more consistently. Back in the Dark Magicians video, I called Dark Magician a garnet, and I still stand by that. I don't mean that as an insult, but if you look at any play sequence or deck list, you'll see a lot of cards and interactions that wouldn't exist without Dark Magician, but you won't see any of them treat him as an actual play starter because, well, he's a level 7 normal monster. The game just isn't designed to use that kind of card as a way to open plays. But you also have to run him to be able to use cool cards like Dark Magical Circle or Ebb and Illusion Magician. And that's where Magician's Souls comes into play. While it's in the hand, you can send a level 6 or higher spellcaster from your deck to the graveyard, and then you can resolve one of two effects. You can either send the souls to the graveyard to special summon a Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl from your graveyard, or you can special summon the souls from your hand. Now, it may seem like the obvious choice to summon the 2500 attack monster instead of the 0 attack monster, but that would be overlooking Souls' second effect, which lets you send up to 2 spell or traps from your hand or field to the graveyard, and then you get to draw that many cards. Now, I'm not going to be bringing up any of these spiral interactions here, I've already had my fun with that, and there are plenty of videos out there that will show you how it all works. It's super cool, but I want to focus on things that you can do outside of that. My first thought was, how do we exploit Souls' Foolish Burial effect? Because you aren't locked into sending Dark Magician monsters, you have a whole swath of spellcasters that are eligible to get binned. 91 of them, in fact. But, as it turns out, hardly any of them have any relevant graveyard text. Master Plan barely has any. It just so happens that the theme has so many grave revival effects that a Foolish Burial with draw power just so happens to work wonders for them. The only other monster I could find that would be even remotely good to send is Endymion. No, original Endymion. That's right, its effect to summon itself by sacrificing 6 spell counters can be activated in the graveyard. So if you ever wanted a way to recycle spell cards and Pendulum Magicians, well, here you go. You might also find some luck running it in Witchcrafter for similar reasons to Spiral. You get to bin the higher level ones, putting them in effective range of Witchcraft or Holiday, and then you get the option to discard any situational spells for draws. Spells that you could very well get back at the end of your turn and... Oh no, now I want to play Witchcrafters. I've got a problem. But that does move us right along to Souls' other effect. I can actually see this being very helpful in Dark Magician, as you have quite a few situational spells that would be better served as draws, a couple of which we'll get into in later videos. Now, every deck that's not running Denko Sekka runs a good amount of spells and traps, but the problem is that you're normally playing good ones, not ones you would rather discard for a random draw. So we'll want to focus on ones that have grave effects that are so good that we don't mind skipping the activating part. But this is the part where I have to do less research and more intuition. It's really not like me, but I took a look and there's over 3,300 spells and traps. Now, I'm trying to get these videos out in a reasonable time frame, and it really sucks because I feel like I'm about to make a major cop-out here, but there just aren't any that I can think of anymore. We already know about spirals, and I've already made a case for Dark Magician and Witchcrafter, but no other theme, or generic card for that matter, really support this effect. Like, we've got Metal Foes Fusion, UA Penalty Box, basically all the Noble Arms, but none of them have any eligible spellcasters to make this a free summon, so you'd have to normal summon it. Ugh. Like, did the designers plan for this? Did they just make Magician's Souls as uniquely Dark Magician as possible, excluding it from just about every other playable theme except for the one archetype that typified what happens when you give a deck a slew of free materials with no restrictions. So, it's unfortunate that Magician's Souls has such a narrow range, but it is actually refreshing to see a playstarter for Dark Magician that doesn't have any kind of hoops to jump through. It's just really solid legacy support, and I can get behind that. If nothing else, I walked away from this with a real hankering to play Magician's Souls Witchcrafter. Are there any other aspects of this supernatural support that I skipped over? Let me know in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for more coverage of the Magical Hero set. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.